Hey, what's up? 1 to 99 Slayer. I'm going to be covering almost everything, all the gear, best Slayer tasks, best monsters, locations, all that stuff. And there's many monsters that most players have actually not unlocked via quests or the Slayer Masters, unlocking the monster itself. And if you do enjoy this guide, feel free to check out my 1 to 99 combat guide. I'll also be showing you guys which order to be spending your Slayer points. I see many players doing it completely wrong, so you guys make sure you stay to the end and check it out. I try and start off every single 1 to 99 with the quest list, and this one is very easy. It's going to get you a total of 45,000 XP. I would also suggest doing achievement diaries. You get a whole bunch of XP lamps, which you could then, just put on the Slayer and save yourself a whole bunch of time. Now there's certain quests that actually unlock Slayer monsters, such as Horror from the Deep being Dagonoth, an amazing thing for money making if you actually want to kill the bosses, or an amazing cannon spot if you actually want to go to the lighthouse, and there's probably like 50 mini versions of them. And of course, Lunar Diplomacy unlocking Sukwa is one of the best Slayer tasks in the game for XP with cannoning as well. And I would suggest doing Barbarian Training. It's going to unlock you Mithril Dragons, Water Fiends, and some other cool things. We can also take a look at Morning's End Part 2. I believe you just need to unlock like a part of the quest. I had to do it. It's been a long time to actually reach the Dark Beast though, but sadly the Dark Bow is like 500k. It used to be a mill or two, so they're not as good to kill. Alright, so moving on to the main Slayer locations, of course the Slayer Tower, which is located in Mortania, like Canifis. I would recommend just using like an ectophile to get there, or you could put a house teleport tab to Carl, I think it is. Man, they have so much names. They switch everything up, but yeah, I do believe that is the right teleport. And then you have the Fremennik Slayer dungeon. You're going to go here quite a bit as a lower level. They have jellies, fire fiends, basilisks, all that type of stuff. And even when you hit level 70 Slayer, there's some Kurask at the end of the tunnel. Amazing money. There's also the Gnome Stronghold Cave with Neve, but they did remaster that a couple months ago, so it's not as cool as it used to be. It was like the #1 spot, but they took out so much monsters to make it feel more organic, and that is true, but there's still Hellhounds, Bloodvelds, and some other good things there. Now moving on to the best spot to do all your Slayer training and good amount of PVM as well. This spot is awesome, the Catacombs of Kourend. I've probably spent 100 hours killing brutal black dragons here. Almost everything in the dungeon has a chance to drop a totem piece, and once you get 3 totem pieces, you obviously put them together, you get a statue, go to the middle of the room at the altar, and then you actually fight a boss called Skatizo, and he drops a hard clue scroll every single time, along with some really good loot and a cool pet. If you're also looking to get a whole bunch of Slayer points, you could try Wilderness Slayer, and of course it's a little dangerous with peak airs, but it shouldn't be too bad if you do it late night, have a whole bunch of food, Sarah Brews, and Black D'Hide. If you are looking to do Wilderness Slayer, you can actually find the Master right next to the bridge, and she gives so much more points per task. Like we can see 625 every 100 tasks, 875 on your 250th, and 1,250 Slayer points on your 1,000 tasks completed. And this is great for money because every single Slayer monster in the wilderness actually drops a mysterious emblem, and they're about 125k in the GE, or you could turn them into Madrith and Edgeville and get some pretty cool like bounty hunter points along with a rune pouch. Check out my 99 Mage guide, it goes over all that stuff. I see a lot of players spending their Slayer points wrong, and especially when it takes so long to get, so I would definitely get the Slayer rings unlocked first, and you will need 75 crafting as well. You could get 70 and then stew your way up, and then I would do your block list of monsters, which I will go over later, then superior monsters. If you guys do superiors, you can get some amazing drops along with an imbued heart, which is like 18 mil. Next off, I would unlock Jad. This is one of the best tasks to do, one of the best and quickest pets to get, And if you guys are struggling with a fire cape, you actually may want to do this so you can wear a Slayer helmet and of course have a higher chance at killing Jad with the 15% range bonus if you do have your Slayer helmet imbued via the Nightmare Zone. Next off, I would unlock Lizardman Shaman. I personally got a D Warhammer. I sold it for 72 mil when I got it, and it's amazing task for gold as well. After that, I would extend the good common tasks that you like to do, maybe Bloodvelds, Dagonoth, all that type of stuff, and then imbue your Slayer helmet. Many people do that first, and it honestly doesn't give any bonuses. Like, you can actually Nightmare Zone your black mask to give 15% range bonus and magic. You don't even have to turn it into a Slayer helmet. All that really helps for is like an Aberrant Spectre task. You could also recolor your Slayer helmet. It is pretty damn cool, totally cosmetic. So if you want like a black helmet, you'll actually need a KBD head to correspond with that. Now, going over a few bonus increases, the Black Mask Eye, you can imbue this at the Nightmare Zone, and the Dwarf Cannon, of course, it's just amazing for multitask. You can use it on single task as well. If you save spot while using the cannon will treat every monster like a multi-combat monster because you're not actually engaged with combat, so it's just dunk 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 all around the room. Just a notable tip for you guys. The leaf bladed battle axe is a little bit better than a D-skim, and it's actually 17% more damage to Cuirass now, so definitely use it on that task. You could also get a Bone Crusher from the Achievement Diaries, but honestly it's not that good. You're gonna have to be an Iron Man probably for it to be really beneficial and do a lot of Slayer. You could also enchant your Slayer staff to have Slayer Dart do more damage on task. Alright, so I've spent a good amount of time looking at all the monsters that you can kill on Slayer, and I've actually organized it into 4 different columns: Prophet, Single Cannon, and Multi-Cannon, and Multi-Mage. And yeah, you guys can just look at all this. It's a good amount to talk about. I'm also doing a huge giveaway attached with every single one of these 1 to 99s. In this video, I'm going to be giving away a Fury and an Abyssal Dagger, so just leave your RSN so I can get back to you, and be subscribed if you're not, and feel free to check out any other 1 to 99 guides. I put a good amount of effort into them. Hope you do enjoy. As far as the tasks that I would actually skip, it would be Aberrant Spectres, Ankus, Aviancies, Cave Horrors, Black Dragons, Blue Dragons, and Red Dragons. If I was you, I would block Iron Dragons, Steel Dragons, Mithril Dragons, Zygomites. You could actually do Zygomites if you want some quick Slayer points, but other than that, it's really bad XP. Spiritual Creatures, you could do these if you want D-Boots, but D-Boots are like 200k and it's just not the best anymore. And to end it, I would definitely block Water Fiends. Alright, so there are 6 different Slayer Masters. I really wouldn't suggest doing Slayer until you're around 70 combat, because if you have some good stats, you can just start doing the good tasks instead of like killing goblins and stuff, and you might want to do your quests, even combat, XP related quests before you actually train Slayer, and maybe even get Ruin or Barrow Gloves. But yeah, Chadlar is the fairy found in Xanaris. She's going to give you a lot of tasks. I always found in Relica, at least, that was just my preference. And then Neve is always amazing. She gives the best XP. I feel like Duradel gives you the most bosses and kind of high level monsters for gold, but still amazing XP, of course. Alright, so this is the basic gear for Slayer, melee, and range. Of course, you could substitute, the melee with the bludgeon, Abyssal Dagger, Sarah Sword, Primordial Boots, Climbing Boots, Warrior Ring, No Ring, Ruin Gloves, Combat Bracelet, Proselyte. That's the only thing that's actually like really good. Proselyte's really high prayer bonus. But yeah guys, anything after that, it just doesn't matter. Bring the best that you guys can. And looking at range, the same thing goes. If you guys can actually afford the Pegasian boots or Ranger boots for like 30 mil, go for it. And if you don't have an archer ring, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter. Don't feel ashamed. I mean, I purposely just, wore the medium tier just to give a good, evaluation of what most people would actually probably have when doing Slayer. They also incorporated blessings into clue scrolls, and that's actually what I have in my arrow slot. It gives +1 prayer. Not that big of a deal, but hey, adds on after a while. As far as special attack weapons go, if you guys are rich enough, I would totally suggest the SGS, you know, the Sradaman God Sword. It'll actually heal you, 50% of what you hit to your health. So if I hit a 60, that's 30 HP, and then it'll actually give me 15 prayer points, so 1/4 of the prayer. You know, it's decent. Dragon Dagger, amazing to, you know, spec out some bosses. It's also great if you want to poison like a couple multi-monsters and then move on to something else. There's also the Arclight, which is amazing against demons, but you will have to fill it with ancient shards found in the Catacombs of Kourend. That's why I suggest doing some of your Slayer there, and then you can get the statue pieces as well. But yeah, just a simple guide. I feel like this will actually help you out more than, you know, a guide of me showing you all the monsters and all that stuff, because you guys need to dip your feet in the water and, you know, just learn eventually how much pea pots I need to bring, how much food. Maybe your defense gets higher, maybe you have better gear, so you need less food, so any type of inventory I were to give you, it would just be off. Definitely Slayer is one of the best skills to train if you of course want to benefit your combat stats, but if you guys want to make a whole bunch of gold, at level 70 you can kill Kurask, 72 Skeletal Wyverns, 75 Gargoyles, 77 Brutal Black Dragons. It just keeps getting better. At level 80 there is Necreals, but Ruin Boots are like, what, 8k now, so not very good. 83, of course, the Dragon Boots. 85, iconic Abyssal Whip, and there is actually an Abyssal Sire boss. And a couple years ago at level 87 they added the Cave Kraken. This thing drops uncharged tridents and charged tridents, which are about a couple mil each, and best magic weapon to use. They also drop a Kraken Tentacle, which you can put onto your whip and it becomes the best weapon in the game. And at level 90 there's a Dark Beast, which dropped the Dark Bow, only 500k, feels bad, man. At 91 there's Cerberus, drops Primordial Crystals, Pegesians, Eternals. These things are like, you know, the Primordials 20 mil each, so that's really great gold. But yeah, I'll probably be stopping here. I could make it another 20-30 minutes, but I would just be covering all the monsters, you know, all that type of stuff. But guys, make sure you know, throw a like if you do enjoy, subscribe, and check out any other 99 videos. And if you really want to help support the channel, check out Seerz Village. I do appreciate it. Have a great one.